Good morning. The feast of St. Matthias, the feast of the guy who won the lottery to be an apostle. We don't necessarily know a tremendous amount about him other than that, save for the fact that, it's sort of, he won the lottery to lose his life, to die a martyr, as a witness to what he saw. And I think that's the thing about Matthias, and it invariably, if he hadn't won that lottery, let's face it, the other guy would have had a lot more churches named after him, probably all over the world. You can be a saint, be a Saint Justice parish, and not a, but beyond that, who was Matthias? He was a man who we don't even know about until this election, or the casting of these lots wasn't so much more of a holy lottery. He was a man who followed Jesus. And the thing is, Jesus had many other people other than the 12 sort of around a lot, watching him, listening to him, seeking to live as he did. And Matthias was one of those people. And Matthias was also a witness to the resurrection of Jesus. So he saw that the death of Jesus wasn't the end of the story. And so with that being sort of the things necessary, he was able to be put up for this holy calling to take Judas's place. And I think, Judas had a place, and he surrendered it for the sake of his own vision of Jesus's work. And while that was invariably painful beyond imagination for the apostles, they didn't allow that to undermine their work. They kept doing it. So even as we're bringing in Matthias now to take the spot of Judas, a spot that had been sullied by Judas's almost mind-numbing betrayal of Jesus. He saw all this stuff, but yet he still facilitated his being handed over, and then he commits suicide. This act of despair. Nevertheless, we aren't, as an apostolic college, we aren't going to be broken by that. We're just going to keep following. We're going to keep proclaiming, and in the case of this election, we're going to fill his spot. So I think for us, as we seek to live our own lives as followers of Jesus, sometimes the drama of, even in our own lives, the sins we commit, or the failures of people around us, and certainly churchmen, can be this real challenge to following Jesus, a true scandal, a stumbling stone. And that's real, and it's not there's a logic to it. It makes sense, but it's not how the Lord would have it. And we see that today. We've seen enough, we've received enough, as the apostles did, as Matthias did, to keep following. So, and that's, again, not just simply what other people do, but what we do. How we've fallen, how we've failed, can be in our own lives a temptation against continuing. It's been, you can almost see that in certain people. we'll joke like, oh, if I came to church, like the ceiling would fall, or the place would burn down, or something silly. But there's this real fear of returning because they feel like they've, in a certain sense, abandoned too much who they've met and known. But that's not true, or I should say, it needn't be true. So let's pray to St. Matthias for those people who are scandalized and who are away, whether it's by their own choices or by the evil of others. St. Matthias,